Hello and welcome to a product overview of the GME TX670. This is an 80 channel UHF handheld CB radio, and UHF CB is probably a little bit unique. In fact, I think it is unique to Australia as opposed to most other countries. Australia also has and started out with CBs in 27 megahertz range. These UHFs, which are basically taken over now, the UHF stuff's pretty rare now. This operates in the 477 megahertz part of the band. This particular unit, it's got switchable 1 or 2 watt output. It's powered by 3 AA batteries. You can use either normal batteries or rechargeables. It's a small, light little unit. It's got all the main features you expect. Duplex, so it's got repeater access, that type of thing. It's very light. With the batteries in it, it weighs in at 186 grams. I'll just quickly grab a tape, show you the dimensions of this thing. If we put it on its side, overall length of it, the antenna is around about 175 millimeters. Unit itself is probably just over 110. Width of it, about 55 millimeters. And you can see there the back of the clip at the front, you're probably looking at just a touch over 40 millimeters, so it's quite a compact little unit. So when you buy this, if you just buy a single one and you don't buy like a double pack with desk chargers, I should mention, it's got those little points down the bottom for desk chargers. What you get in the package is, of course, the radio. You also get an owner's manual. You get a charger, because it also comes with this battery pack, and the charger's got 2 ends on it. This is the one you want. This weird looking thing here, when you pull it off, it's just a different plug, so obviously GME must supply these for different radios with different adapters. So that's what comes in the box. A quick look at the manual, really quick. I don't want to get too in depth in this, but if you're going to get into CBs, it's probably a good idea to make yourself a bit aware of channel allocations. You'll see the information on repeaters, which channels receives and which transmits on repeaters, and also further in there's a, if I can find it in here, there's a full channel allocation chart. Well worth making yourself aware of what these different channels are for. For example, channel 5 is the emergency channel only, and it also is a repeater channel, so channel 35 is the feeder channel for that, so you shouldn't be transmitting on either of those channels. You can also get the information online, print yourself out something like this. I just got this on a website, easy to find, and it'll give you all the information on the channels. And down the bottom there, if anyone wants to pause and read that, that gives you a quick guide on what channels do what. In Australia, as mentioned, channel 535 is your emergency channel. Channel 11 is the call channel. I don't know that it's actually used much for that. Channel 40 is the road channel, or truck channel mostly. And there's various repeaters online around the place. In Brisbane, not far from me, there's a repeater operates on channel 7. And it's a bit of a zoo, to be honest, but not to worry. Now, as I mentioned, it's only a low powered little unit at maximum power 2 watts, but just the other day I was out hiking and gave this a try, and I was up on a mountain hill south of Brisbane, a long way south of Brisbane as it happens, and I could see right across to the range north of Brisbane, which is where the Mount Glorious channel 7 repeater is, and I was actually able to make contact with that repeater on transmit. I could hear the repeater pinging back to me that it was working, and I got a radio check, and I was coming in loud and clear to the person I was talking to. So at 64 kilometres range, it was really ideal conditions, but for a 2 watt little handheld I thought that was pretty damn good. So we'll just run through some of the features, we'll have a look over it. On the side here we've got a little flap here which is for your charger. It's also where you can put in a mic speaker. There's 2 little pinholes there. I don't actually use that, but if you're using your charger that we just showed you, that's what you'd use. Up the top here, on, off and volume. You can hear the unit beeps and lights up when you turn it on. On the side we've got push to talk, and down the bottom here we've got a dual purpose button. This selects duplex. If you look on the display there, you'll see on the right side DUP, because it's on a repeater channel. If I press that bottom button once, it puts it back to what they call simplex mode, so it won't access the repeater. It'll transmit and receive on channel 7. If I go back to duplex by pushing again, now the radio transmits on 37 and receives on channel 7. I won't go into detail, look it up if you want to know more. On the front here we've got the memory button, and again up the top of the thing there, I hope you can see it, there's a little M just above the 7. When this goes into scan mode, which I'll just demonstrate for you, it scans through all the channels. Now I'll cancel that again. Back on 7, if I press and hold, I think it's that one. Let's find out. No, maybe not. That's the mode button. I'm sorry, I should be talking this one. Memory over here. If I press and hold that memory and scan button, you see the M disappears. That means it will no longer scan channel 7. If I press and hold it again, puts the M back on. So when it goes to scan like that, it'll scan every channel that's in the memory. So if you only wanted to scan a certain number of channels, if you take the M off the channels you don't want to use, in other words, take them out of memory, that will stop it happening. We'll come back to that M button in a moment. This is just your channel selection, pretty obvious. Down and up. So if you hold it, as you see, it scrolls through quite quickly. So that's your channel selector. If we go into, actually I'll just put up onto channel 55 because I'm going to, got another unit here that we're going to use to demonstrate some of the other features in a moment. So if we go into this section here, which is our mode functions, there's actually 8 different modes, and I'll scroll through them quickly for you. That's the CTCSS, which is the Continuous Tone Coded Squelch System. Now what that basically does is it means that you'll only be able to hear units that are transmitted on that same tone. It's important to note that when you transmit, if you have it set up with that on the person, other units can hear you, but you won't hear them. Alright, so we'll scroll past that. Next one is our power setting, and we can scroll through high, which is 2 watts, low, which is 1 watt. Next one we've got there is voice activation, which I don't generally use, so you don't need to use push to talk. This one here is our dual watch. You can set that to monitor 2 channels. I won't demonstrate that. Squelch setting, we can adjust the squelch. That's the highest squelch and that's the lowest squelch there. We've got a Roger beep, on or off. I'll leave it off, I can't stand Roger beeps. A Roger beep, for those who don't know, is at the end of the transmission. When I take that button off, the unit transmit a beep to tell the other station that I've finished. The button beep, so if I turn that off, it stops those buttons beeping. Turn it on, they beep again. Call alarm. Okay, so I've got another unit here. This is the one I keep in my pack, and I've just taped a bit of tape over that because that flap was a little loose and I don't use it. I'll turn this one on, and what we're going to do is we're going to set these up for the CTCSS. So what we'll do is we'll go into the memory on this one. Actually, just before I do that, I should do. So I'll just show you how these light up on transmit. You see a little light up on top, and if I transmit from this unit to this unit, see the one I'm transmitting from here goes red, and the one receiving goes green. And vice versa if we transmit from this one. Okay, so that's how they work. If we go into that CTSS, let's say we're in an event or we're out bushwalking, we wanted to use this channel, but we don't want to have anyone else come across. As I said, other people will hear our transmission on our channel, but we won't be able to hear them. So what we do is we go into the mode menu here, and we would select any one of 38 of these tones. We'll just use tone 1 there. You see that flashing, nice and easy. We'll scroll through the rest of the. And you can see there now on the display, it's got, I'm still on channel 55, but it says CTC01. Now, if I now try to transmit to this same channel, watch what happens. Now it lights up green, but even though I'm talking down to the other unit, you can't hear me. The reason is that it's not, this unit is not transmitting the squelch tone to open the squelch on this unit. So we'll set this one up the same, 01, there we have it. Now we'll try that again. Now what's interesting is if I'll transmit on this unit, which will put the red light on top, but watch what happens on this light here. So it's gone yellow, it's recognised at that other unit, and you'll be able to hear there that I'm now transmitting across to it. So that's quite a handy feature. If you were, for example, running some sporting event or any whatever event, and you've got an area where you're using these things, and you just want to make sure that only your own people were transmitting through to you, you could use that. I don't tend to use it a lot, but it's there if you need it. So again, that's the full range of features as you'd expect on pretty much any UHF radio. So that's not bad to get it on one of these. Okay, so as mentioned, it runs on 3 AA batteries. Now to get into those, you just undo the belt clip which is supplied for the unit, quite a decent belt clip, and slide that cover off there, and there's our 3 AAAs. What I like about this unit, it's not high powered, sure. A standard UHF runs 5 watts, but it is able to run those AA batteries, and the reason I like that is that in my system, for my pack and everything, my torch, my GPS, everything I carry runs AA batteries. You can get more powerful units, certainly this runs like 3 watts, but they've got a battery that does require to be charged, and if it's sitting around in your pack, obviously it's going to run out of charge. I generally have this for maybe emergency use or if I'm with a group, so the batteries aren't stored in the pack inside here. I take them out and then put them in when I need them, and it's just ready to go. The batteries die, I've got spare batteries for this, I've got spare torch batteries, GPS batteries, and I can just use it. Now, as mentioned, if you're in ideal conditions, I'm quite surprised in the range you'll get out of one of these little radios. It's not waterproof or dustproof or anything like that, so you need to be a bit careful with that. I like it also, as I mentioned, that belt clip's quite useful for on your belt, but if you're like me and you use backpacks and things, you'll find on most shoulder straps on backpacks there's a horizontal strap that's around about on your breast there. You can clip that radio on so it's right beside you, you can hear it nice and easy, and in fact you can even just reach around, hit that transmit button and talk to someone in your group without having to take it off that strap. So, useful little thing. Price on these, you should be able to pick these up around the traps in Australia for certainly no more than $100. I've seen them under 90 on occasions. If you want a fully featured UHF, as I say, 5 watts, etc, etc, you can look at brands like this, GME, Uniden, Icon, but you'll be paying upwards of $400, even towards $500 for a unit like that. And they, of course, have proprietary battery systems. They won't just run on AA's because they're just not able to put out that sort of power. All up for the money, if you just want something for, bushwalking, emergency use, group things, activities, you're running an event, something like that. You could do a lot worse than one of these. I think it's quite a good little unit, and I'm pretty happy with it. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that look. And I'll pop some links in the description down below to this. If you want to have a look at more at how this works, the GME website, you can actually download a PDF of the owner's manual instruction booklet that comes with it, which is quite useful. And also just have a look around. There's heaps of information on the channel allocations and stuff on the internet to help you work out what's going on. Alright guys, bye for now.